Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something I think we all feel. That sense of digital chaos. That endless, just overwhelming feed of content. But what if the solution to all that noise wasn't some new app, but something that's already hardwired directly into our brains? Yeah, let's get into it. So this quote really it nails the problem, doesn't it? As AI-generated content flooded feeds, sameness became obvious. We are just surrounded by infinite content, but definitely not infinite value. It's all starting to feel like this one big wall of digital noise, a kind of sameness that honestly is getting impossible to ignore. And that feeling of being totally overwhelmed? It's not just in your head. It's become the defining feature of our entire digital world. We're basically drowning in a feed that literally never stops. Just this constant torrent of information, all of it demanding our attention right now. So, faced with all this chaos, our own behavior is starting to change. We're adapting. We're filtering out the noise by becoming way more selective and, frankly, a little skeptical. Attention isn't just something you get anymore. It absolutely has to be earned. We find ourselves drawn to real stories, authentic voices. We're all actively searching for that one clear signal in all the static. And this brings us to a place I'm pretty sure we all know very well, the YouTube subscription feed. With no official way to organize anything, it's pretty much the perfect example of this digital chaos we're talking about. It's just one long, messy, and honestly kind of stressful list of videos, all screaming for your attention at the same time. But here's what always happens, right? When a platform doesn't give you the tools you need, people find their own solutions. And faced with this mess, users have definitely been looking for a lifeline. Anything to bring a little bit of order back into their digital lives. And for a whole lot of people, that lifeline is a browser extension called PocketTube. It does one really simple but incredibly powerful thing that YouTube just doesn't. It lets you group all your subscription channels into folders. It finally gives you some control over that absolute fire hose of content. So how does it actually give you that control back? Well, the core idea is these subscription groups. You can create collections for your channels based on, any topic you want. And from there, you can filter videos inside those groups, you can instantly create play-all playlists, or you can even do this cool thing called deck mode to see multiple feeds side by side. The whole point is to transform that passive, chaotic feed into your own personal, curated dashboard. And this really shows you the transformation, right? You go from that one long, disorganized list to creating these focused, you could call them intent buckets. So instead of just mindlessly scrolling, you get to decide your purpose. Okay, right now, am I in the mood for a deep dive? Or do I just need a quick break? Or maybe I'm looking for some professional development stuff. You just pick your bucket, and all the noise from everything else, it just vanishes. Okay, but this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. Think about it. This whole act of sorting, of creating separate groups to cut down on noise, it feels so natural, so intuitive. And there's a reason for that. Because what if this tool isn't some brand new idea? What if it's actually just copying a much, much older and way more powerful system? One that's already built right into every single one of us. Yep, that system is your own brain. We're about to jump into the world of neuroscience, because it turns out our brains are the original, and let's be honest, still the best content curation engines out there. We all have this incredible built-in filter that's designed to do one thing: create clarity out of chaos. And the parallel here it's just stunning. Look at this. PocketTube sorts channels into groups to cut down on clutter. And your brain's visual cortex, it does the exact same thing. It uses specialized cells to make neural signals more distinct from each other. The tool helps you focus on one topic at a time. And your brain, it enhances what you're focusing on by actively shutting down the irrelevant signals. It's the same process. So what's the actual biological hardware that's doing all this heavy lifting? Well, they're called parvalbumin interneurons. Let's just call them PV interneurons for short. Now, the easiest way to think about these little guys is as your brain's own personal signal editors. Their entire job is to regulate the flow of information, basically telling other neurons when to speak up and when to be quiet, all in the service of creating a much sharper, clearer picture of the world around you. And right here, you can actually see that process in action. Now, I know these charts look a little intense, but don't worry about the details. Just look at the way the wave patterns change. That's what we're talking about. That's a visual representation of these PV interneurons at work, modulating other neurons. They're literally sculpting the signal, chopping out the noise so that the important stuff can come through loud and clear. And Look, this isn't just some fun theory. This was backed by real science. Research from the journal Cerebral Cortex actually confirms it. The paper says that PV neurons regulate the network to make these groups of signals, what they call ensembles, more distinct from each other. In other words, it's the brain's own natural built-in way of creating categories so we can make sense of everything. But it doesn't even stop there. It actually goes a layer deeper. Beyond just sorting signals, your brain is also constantly running what you could call a confidence check. It's always estimating how reliable the information it's getting is based on everything it already knows. It's like a whole other layer of filtering, deciding what's important enough to act on and what's probably just noise. So what does all this neuroscience actually mean for us? Well, it means that when we're designing new digital tools, or even when we're just trying to organize our own digital lives, we have this incredible blueprint we can follow, the human brain. And maybe the most powerful idea in all of this is that the best digital tools, the ones that just feel right, the ones that are actually helpful, they're not really inventing anything new. They are simply mirroring the super efficient solutions our brains have already spent millennia perfecting, all in the quest to find a clear signal in all the noise. And this all leads to some pretty clear principles for designing things that actually work with our brain instead of against it. Number one, always be user-centered. You have to understand what someone's trying to do so you know what signal they're even looking for. Number two, embrace minimalism. Remember, every single extra button or pop-up is just more noise the brain has to filter. And number three, focus on accessibility. Make sure that clarity is something everyone can experience. So why do these principles work so darn well? It's because they respect our own biology. They cut down on the exact kind of noise our little PV interneurons are already working so hard to filter out. They respect the fact that our attention isn't limitless. And at the end of the day, they just align with our brain's fundamental evolved need for order and for clarity. And that's how you build trust in a world that's just flooded with sameness. So I think the ultimate takeaway here is really a shift in how we think about all this. The goal shouldn't just be to consume more and more content, or to build tools that just let us consume faster. The real goal, whether you're building an app or just managing your own subscriptions, should be to create clarity. And that leaves us with one last kind of provocative thought to chew on. In an age where AI is making it possible to generate truly infinite amounts of content, is it possible that the most valuable human skill is no longer about creating more stuff? Maybe, just maybe, the ultimate human skill is now the ability to curate, to find that one clear signal in the noise, and to create clarity both for ourselves and for everyone else.